have a video for you today, and yes, it's for you today. It's my ball python, his care, his tank setup, what his tank setup is going to be in the next like 4 weeks. How he looks. It's just going to be like a Q&A about ball pythons without any questions because I'm not right there yet to have any questions. But if you like this video, if you subscribe, and if you comment, I'll have those questions, and you can ask as many as you want to because I'm here to answer. Anyway, before I make this way too long, let's get into the video. And set up for right now, in parentheses and emphasis, right now, he has 3 thermometers, 2 for actual what thermometers are used for, the temperature, and then the middle one for humidity. Then he has a heat lamp. Ball pythons don't really need heat lamps, but for dusk or dawn, or sometimes you can have it on. He has coconut bedding, which I just switched to, and he seems to really like it. Then he has a big water bowl so he can lay his whole body in, and if he sheds, he has a good one because he can just take baths whenever he pleases. He has a bunch of greenery, and he has a log, and then he has himself right there. His new setup will be way different. It will be in a later video, but it's gonna be completely different and sometimes a little bit the same. And yeah, but that's him for right now, and now it's time to get him out. And he's very big. He's gotten bigger. I'm not holding him properly. I'm very sorry. Okay. This is Marshall. He's big, he's nice, he's sweet, he's a Mojave ball python, and here's kind of a backstory on him. So, we got him from Petco. I know, dun Petco. But Petco is not a place I recommend getting snakes from because they're not a very good breeder. But I got him from here, and I'm in love with him, but I probably won't purchase any other snakes from Petco. Yes, he is a Mojave, and he has very distinctive markings. The holes in his markings are very big, and I had him since he was about a month old, and yeah, it's just been good ever since. He's 3 months, not 3 months old, he's 3 years old, and he's never bit anyone. He's just the sweetest guy ever. He's kind of sleepy because he's been up all night, slithering around and doing snake things. I've seen them myself, but yeah, this is him, and his sheds are pretty nice. He has really full, big sheds, and yeah, what I've done to get him to this point, some are wrong, some things are right, so I'm just going to tell them, don't take my word. You might want to look it up on the internet or something of that sort, but from me, this is just what I've done, how I've cared for him this whole time. So, when he was younger, I started him off in a 40-gallon, and he should have started off in a small 20-gallon or a 10-gallon because big tanks could frighten them and make them pretty scared. But it turns out this guy wasn't scared, so he's pretty brave. Then he got older and grew and grew and grew, and his first tank setup was Brookie bark and a small water bowl and a hide and a couple bushes and greenery. No thermometers, no anything but a light. And he put up with that, and he was good with that, and he shed. He had some good successful sheds, and all of a sudden his sheds started getting very rough and dry and crinkly, and I was doing the same things that I've been doing, but I don't know what happened, but I mean, that happened. I switched to Aspen instead of Brepti bark, and his sheds got back into par, but it started getting moldy no matter how much I changed it. The moment water hit, when I went to humidify, the moment that the water dropped on the floor and the bedding, it just got really brown and just really moldy. So now he's on coconut fiber, and right now it's going really well. It's keeping the humidity well. He likes it. He likes to burrow for some reason, and he can burrow in there, so that's cool. And yeah, so that's with his tank. It's came a long way. It has thermometers and a heat pad now, but I'm working towards getting a thermometer on his heat pad and a new heat pad with a thermometer. So we have a couple things to get and a couple things to want, But as you you can tell, one thing that Marshall really likes is my face. He's very obsessed with my face and my hair and my glasses. So that's just him. You can't change his direction because he's going to go in the same exact spot. And he's very big for 3 years old, I think. We feed him rats. He started out with mice. Then he got to older mice. Then the biggest mice. And then he went to rats at about 2 years old. Then he went from small rats to medium rats, and that's where he is now. And he's perfectly fine on medium rats. He has eaten a large rat once, but it made him too full, and I decided to just stick with the mediums until he got a bit older. And yeah, so he likes to be held very often. His tank is very clean most of the time. If he poops, he does it in TMI. But if he poops, he does it in one spot. And he's very sweet, and he's the sweetest ball python I've ever met. Yeah, I think that's all there is to his story. Yeah, so that's Marshall. That's what he likes to do, and that's all about him. This video is way shorter than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be way longer than it is, but it turns out it's only 4 minutes and 50 seconds. But I'm going to eat anyway, so I'm going to put this guy up, wash my hands, go eat. Thank you for viewing the video. Peace. Okay, so I know I said the video will be over, but it's not, and I forgot one thing, which is handling. When I was younger, I thought handling was with flat palms. Petco people that don't know anything about snakes told me I get my stuff from them because they have a very good supply of things if you know what to look for. But they said hold them with flat hands because if you don't hold them with flat hands, they can bite you. And that's true when they're babies, but when they get older, please don't hold them with flat hands. Imagine if I was holding this big thing with a flat hand. You know? So, yeah, he's never bitten me. He was the sweetest one. He was all alone in his little small tank, and it was a bunch of other regular ball pythons, regular morphs, and they were all together sleeping on each other in this big other tank, and he was in a small tank by himself. That's kind of why I liked him. He was kind of a loner, and his spots are so profound, but I hold him however he wants to be held. He usually tells me, like, he doesn't talk, but he tells me, like, about where his body goes, I'll just support where his body wants to be. He kept trying to get on the handles of this chair one time, and it wouldn't get off, so I literally had to, like, pry him off of the chair to put him back in his tank. But as far as handling, I feel if your snake's being busy that day, keep, like, winding him like a rope, you know? And if he is calm and tired from a night of adventuring, he will probably be in a ball on your fist. So, yeah. The final piece. Get back in there. Goodbye.